I'm recording my next album in 9 days from now, and I'm going to continue sharing a little behind the scenes content to see how this whole thing goes down. So I am recording 10 original songs for this project. And, at this point, I wrote some of these songs a few years ago. Two of them I wrote more recently, but I have now been practicing these songs for like 3 months solid. And you think at this point, like, what are you even practicing now? Don't you have the music learned? Like, what could you possibly be working on? Well, I will tell you. Thanks for asking. Every time I sit down with a piece of music, I have kind of a hierarchy or a checklist of things that I could be checking in on. Since I'm singing and playing the piano at the same time, those are two topics right there. I can think about the vocals, I can think about the piano. So 2 checklists right away. I can also consider the time. And that means practicing with the metronome, as I showed you, a couple of videos ago, doing work with a metronome, either singing or either playing the piano or both at the same time. And then thinking about how I can kind of manifest the harmony or the groove that I'm looking for whatever piece, checking in to make sure that it's crispy or flowy or whatever it needs to be for the time. I can also consider things like the interpretation of the vocals. So what I've been working on a lot today is coming to the lyric with kind of fresh eyes or fresh ears every time and trying to say, like, how else could I say this? What's another way that I could say this line? Is there meaning in here, or is there kind of emotion in here that I'm not getting saying it the way that I'm saying? So I am doing a lot of stuff like saying the lines over and over again, and trying to put different inflection on it to see if I can better grasp or express the emotion of the particular piece of music. I'm also doing improvised solos on a lot of these, since this is kind of a jazz record, jazz-ish record. And so I'm making sure that my improvised solos are showing up the way that I want them to, that the rhythm is crispy or flowy, whatever I need for it to be. And if there's anything that sort of I don't like about it, or I feel like I'm not expressing myself the way that I want to. And the biggest thing that I've been doing like crazy this week is recording myself a lot. Let me show you. This is GarageBand, and this is what I've been recording. Only the last like 3 days have I been really recording myself, and look at how many different tracks I have done. You can see some of them are like just 2 lines of music, and some of them are like the entire song. When I'm listening to the recordings back, I'm listening for all kinds of specific things. Intonation. Am I losing any words anywhere? Am I singing some of the words wrong? Is there something piano-wise that sounds sloppy to me that I'm not able to fully execute the accompaniment strategy? Does my solo suck? Could I exaggerate the vocals more to get more emotion or energy out of it? This is all the stuff that I'm thinking about. Now, you might say to yourself, isn't this crazy making? Aren't you so frustrated and annoyed? And what I will say is, I'm actually really enjoying this process. This is probably the most joy and engagement that I've ever had from recording before. I usually have a lot of anxiety around recording. I don't always feel super confident or good about myself during the process. I find it like emotionally very draining usually. I have always had like a lot of self-doubt around my playing and my singing, and something shifted in me this time around where I just really, this music means so much to me that I just really wanted to honor it and honor this process as much as possible. Another thing that I've done that I don't usually do is I've really given myself a ton of time and space to do this. So I have really cut back on a lot of other things that I'm doing. I've said no to a ton of stuff. I mean, I'm still teaching and still running my membership, the Versatile Musician and stuff, but I have not been taking any extra things on. I've been leaving my family to fend for themselves a little bit more. And on a day like today where I have the entire day, I am like in my sweats. I'm eating takeout food. There's a possibility that I may have had skinny pop for lunch. And I'm practicing like a good 90 minutes, and then I'm taking a rest, I'm taking a nap, I'm scrolling, I'm watching something on YouTube, and then I'm coming right back to it. So anyways, this is the behind the scenes process. I have 8 more days. I am going to do the same thing tomorrow that I did today, which is stay in my sweats and go around and around with all of this stuff and keep working through it. And then through the rest of the week, I will just be, playing the songs every day and feeling grateful. you have any questions about the process, feel free to leave them below. I'm happy to be transparent about this. I feel like I wish more people would share what their process is like, because then I would feel maybe more confident.